Welcome to part 2 of Salvation from the Power of Sin. God so orders his providences that our earthly nest is destroyed. The winds of adversity compel us to leave the downy bed of carnal ease and luxuriation. Grievous losses are experienced in some form or other. Trusted friends prove fickle, and in the hour of need, fail us. The family circle, which had so long sheltered us, and where peace and happiness was found, is broken up by the grim hand of death. Health fails and weary nights are our portion. These trying experiences, these bitter disappointments, are another of the means which our gracious God employs to save us from the pleasure and pollution of sin. By them he discovers to us the vanity and vexation of the creature. By them he weans us more completely from the world. By them he teaches us that the objects in which we sought refreshment are but broken cisterns, and this that we may turn to Christ and draw from him who is the well of living water, the one who alone can supply true satisfaction of soul. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? Romans chapter 8 verse 24. Let it be duly noted that this comes immediately after we ourselves groan within ourselves. Thus, to be saved by hope respects our present salvation from the power of sin. Herein, hope differs from faith. Faith, as it is an assent, is in the mind, but hope is seated in the affections, stirred by the desirability of the things promised. Christ does not immediately take to heaven the one who puts his trust in him. No, he keeps him here upon earth for a while to be exercised and tried. While he is awaiting his complete blessedness, there is such a difference between him and it, and he encounters many difficulties and trials. Not having yet received his inheritance, there is need and occasion of hope, for only by its exercise can things future be sought after. The stronger our hope, the more earnestly shall we be engaged in the pursuit of it. We have to be weaned from present things in order for the heart to be fixed upon a future good. Fourth, by the gift of the Spirit and his operations within us. God's great gift of Christ for us is matched by the gift of the Spirit for us, for we owe as much to the one as we do to the other. The new nature in the Christian is powerless apart from the Spirit's daily renewing. It is by his gracious operations that we have discovered to us the nature and extent of sin, are made to strive against it, are brought to grieve over it. It is by the Spirit that faith, hope, prayer is kept alive within the soul. It is by the Spirit we are moved to use the means of grace which God has appointed for our spiritual preservation and growth. It is by the Spirit that sin is prevented from having complete dominion over us. For as the result of his indwelling us, there is something else besides sin in the believer's heart and life, namely, the fruits of holiness and righteousness. To sum up this aspect of our subject, salvation from the power of indwelling sin is not the taking of the evil nature out of the believer in this life, nor by effecting any improvement in it. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and it remains so, unchanged to the end. Nor is it by the Spirit so subduing indwelling sin that it is rendered less active. For the flesh not merely lusts, but lusteth ceaselessly against the Spirit. It never sleeps, not even when our bodies do, as our dreams evidence. No, and in some form or other the flesh is constantly producing its evil works. It may not be in external acts, seen by the eyes of our fellows, but certainly so internally, in things seen by God, such as covetousness, discontent, pride, unbelief, self-will, ill will towards others, and 100 other evils. No, none is saved from sinning in this life. Present salvation from the power of sin consists in first, delivering us from the love of it, which though begun at our regeneration is continued throughout our practical sanctification. Second, from its blinding delusiveness, so that it can no more deceive as it once did. Third, from our excusing it, that which I do, I allow not. Romans chapter 7 verse 15. This is one of the surest marks of regeneration. In the fullest sense of the word, the believer allows it not before he sins, for every real Christian, when in his right mind, desires to be wholly kept from sinning. He allows it not fully when doing it, for in the actual committing thereof, there is an inward reserve. The new nature consents not. He allows it not afterwards, as Psalm 51 verses 1 through 19 evidences so plainly of the case of David. The force of this word allow in Romans chapter 7 verse 15 may be seen from truly ye bear witness that ye allow the deeds of your fathers, for they killed them, the prophets, and ye build their sepulchres. Luke chapter 11 verse 48. So far from those Jews being ashamed of their fathers and abhorring their wicked conduct, they erected a monument to their honor. Thus, to allow is the opposite of to be ashamed of and sorrow over. It is to condone and vindicate. Therefore, when it is said that the believer allows not the evil of which he is guilty, it means that he seeks not to justify himself or throw the blame on someone else, as both Adam and Eve did. That the Christian allows not sin is evident by his shame over it, his sorrow for it, his confession of it, his loathing himself because of it, his renewed resolution to forsake it.